Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this session we will talk about libraries. Okay, so first of all let's understand what is a library. So library is a collection of code which makes repeated tasks easier for programmers. Okay, so first thing is, what is a library? Library is nothing but a collection of code which makes repeated tasks easier for programmer. Okay, now second thing is, by using libraries the programmers the programmers don't need to write the functionality from scratch. Instead, they can use the library directly in their code by using import command. Okay, so if the programmers are using libraries, then they don't need to write the functionality again and again if there is any requirement to use some functionality multiple times in their code. Instead, what they can do it, they can just create one library and they can just call that library in their code whenever required. Okay, so the examples of libraries in Python. So libraries examples are math, or you can say pandas, or numpy. Okay, then SQL alchemy, then we have matplotlib, then we have Seaborn, then we have TensorFlow, and various other libraries are available in Python. Okay, so normally in Python we have two types of modules, or you can say library. So I'll use the word module and library interchangeably in my session. Okay, so two types of modules are provided by Python. Okay, first one is the system defined module, and Second one is the user defined module. Okay, so in system defined module, user does not need to write anything because it is already provided by Python. And in user defined module, the user himself will create a some section of the code. He or she will write some section of the code, and then he or she will use that code by calling the library in their project whenever required. Okay, and whatever the examples that I have mentioned here, these are all these system defined modules in Python. Okay, now the question arises, how to use these system defined modules. So in this session we will talk about system defined modules, and then in the next session we will talk about the user defined modules as well. Okay, so the question arises, how to use system defined modules. Okay, so how to use a system defined module? So some modules, so the answer is some modules are already present with your Python software, but there are some modules which are third party modules. So you need to, before using that module, you have to first install it. Okay, so let's say some modules already comes with Python software and some modules are the third party modules which needs to be explicitly install before using it. Okay, so two types of these system modules are there. First one is some modules comes already in the Python software, so you can just import that module, but there are some modules which are the third party modules, and for those modules, if you want to use those modules, you have to first install it and then you can import that module in your code. Okay, so to install a module in Python, we need to use pip command. Okay, so to install any module in Python program, we need to use a pip command. And now what is a pip? So pip is a package. It's a package in Python. Okay, now this syntax, let's see this syntax to check which version of the pip package is installed on the system. So this package, pip package, comes inbuilt with the Python software, so you don't have to explicitly install this pip package, because once you install the Python software, it will already be there for you. Okay, so to check current version of pip package use pip, then so it's not pip, we can write like this: Python hyphen space hyphen m, or write m space, not a space, hyphen m, then pip, then double hyphen version. So this particular command will give you the version of pip package installed on your system. Okay, now let's see here in PyCharm how we can check the current version of pip command. So for this we need to go to terminal and so here in the terminal I'll write Python space hyphen m space pip space double hyphen version. Hit enter. So you can see here it is giving you pip 23.2.1. So this version of the pip is already there in my Python software. Okay, now to install any third-party library in Python, so as I said that we need to use pip command. So how we can use the pip command? So syntax to install module in Python is pip install module name. Okay, this is the syntax to install any module in your Python environment. Okay, now let's see here. So let's say I want to use the library called pandas. Okay, so let's say to import any library we have to use import command, or to import any module we have to use import command. And let's say when I run it, so what will happen? Okay, so it's already installed on my system. Let's say if I use matplotlib. Okay, now since this library module is not installed, so it has started showing me the syntax error. And when you just place your cursor over matplotlib keyword, so you can see here it is saying no module name matplotlib. Okay, now when I run it, I'm getting this error, no module name matplotlib. Why? Because this library or this module is not installed on my Python environment. So what I'll do to install any library, I'll go to terminal and then I'll say pip install matplotlib. Hit enter. It takes some seconds to install. So now you can see here it is installed. Now when I run this code again, let's see what happens. So now I am not getting any error, no such module or something like that. Why? Because I have installed this module. Okay, and there are a couple of ways to import the module in your code. Okay, I'll show you in the next session what are those ways, but for now you can assume that if you simply want to import any module, you can use import module name. This is the syntax which you can use to import any module in your code. There are some other ways also, but we'll discuss about it in other session. Okay, now let's consider one program here. Let's say if I give you an example of the user defined module. User defined module. Okay, so let's say I have one, I've created one file called maths.py. Maths.py. So what is a user defined module? User defined module is something where the programmer has to create his or her own module, and then he or she can simply call that module anywhere in their project whenever it is required. Okay, so in maths.py I'll create two functions. First one is add and second will be subtract, and there will be one main file which is main.py, or you can say I give some other name. So let's say the name of the module, name of the main file is learn python.py. Okay, so in this module I'll call this user defined, in this main file I'll call this user defined module. Okay, now my intention would be to show you how we can get the name of the module here. That's the intention here. Okay, so first of all, let's go to our Python PyCharm, and here first of all I'll create one file called maths.py. So here in the Python file I'll say maths.py, and here I'll define two functions. So for now, if you don't understand how to write a function in Python, don't worry about it, because in our next session we will see how we can create functions in Python. Okay, so I'll write here sum equals to x plus y, and then I'll print the sum. Addition equals to sum. Similarly, I'll create one more function, subtract, and here I'll say diff equals to x minus y. Okay, and then I'll print the output as subtraction equals to diff. Okay, now this is our, I have created this file here with two functions, and I'll be using this file in my main file which is learningpython.py. Okay, so how I can use it? As I said that to import any module, I have to use import and then the name of this module. Now the question arises how I am getting this name of the module. Okay, so to get the name of the module, to get name of a module, we can use double underscore name double underscore name double underscore global variable. In this way we can get the name of the module. This global variable holds the name of the module, and when we create any user defined function, a module, let's say my module name is maths.py, okay, so normally when if I want to import this module in anywhere in my Python program, so I can get the name of the module as all the characters which are before this dot. So anything excluding, because when we create any Python file, it always has .py extension. Okay, so anything excluding .py will be our module name. So here, if our file name is maths.py, so our module name is maths, and you can just verify it by using this variable, this global variable, double underscore name double underscore. So this will give you the same value if you just print this variable. Okay, so what I'll do, first of all, I'll try to print this variable here. So I'll say name of module in addition equals to double underscore name double underscore. Similarly, I'll use, even though it doesn't matter how many times I use this variable inside a same module, it will every time it will give me the same result. Okay, so I'll make it subtraction. Okay, now to call any module function, let's say there are two functions, add and subtract, in my module, and I want to call those functions in my code. So I have to write maths.add. Okay, and here I'll say 5, 4. Similarly, to call another function which is subtract, again I'll say 5, 4. Now let's run this code. So you can see here the name of the module, it is giving it as maths. And why it is giving it as math? Because the file name is maths.py, and anything is all the characters or numbers which you have used in your file naming, all those will be included in your name except the extension of the Python file. Okay, so you can see here this name of the module is coming. Now the question arises, what is the name of this particular module? So if there is any main file in the code in your project, let's say always we have in our project we always have one main file. Okay, so what this main file module name is, because this is not a module, actually this is a main file, but let's say if I want to see the name of my main file, so in that case, let's say if my main file name is this learningpython.py, then in that case, if this is my main file, when I'll print underscore double underscore name double underscore value, it will not give me learning Python because this is a main file. So when I'll use this variable to see the name of the main file, it will always give me double underscore main double underscore. This will be the name of the main file. Okay, let me show you here. So if I write here something like this, main file name equals to comma, and then you can write here double underscore name double underscore and just run this again. So you can see here, instead of giving the main file name as learning Python, it is giving me the name of the file as double underscore name double underscore. Okay. Also, if you want to put a check that this file should be executed only if this file is the main file. So in that case, what we can do, we can write a simple if statement like this. Okay, and then we can keep both these inside the if statement, both the function calls inside a if statement. Now when we run this, so it is giving us this result. Okay, so just why I have used this condition, so the purpose of using this condition is that if this file, if you are using this file as a main file, then only the functions should be called. Okay, also let's say in our module maths.py, if I write here if underscore, so when we call any module directly, in that case also, or let's say when we if I have defined two functions inside maths.py module and I want to call the functions directly, instead of importing this module inside another file, I want to call this particular module directly. Okay, so in that case also, this print statement will give us the name as double underscore main double underscore. It is not going to give us the name as maths. Why? Because this has because I am calling this file directly. So in that case, this file has become the main file. Okay, so let me show you here. So if I call add 5,4, okay, and run this, so you can see here the name of the module in addition is coming here as double underscore main double underscore. Why it is coming as double underscore main double underscore? Because I am calling this file directly. So in that case, this addition name of the module in the addition is giving as double underscore main double underscore. Okay, now let's say if I run this file again, so you can see here we are getting 2 times the response. The addition is function is called 2 times. So why this function is called 2 times? Because in the module itself I have called this add function. So first of all, when I'll import this module here in the main file, so what will happen, the addition function defined in the module or addition function called in the module will be called first, and then the addition function again which we have called here in the main program will be called in the second, and that is why we are seeing 2 calls of the addition function. Now just to restrict this, that if this particular file is used as a module, then we do not want this addition function to be called in the module. So just to restrict this, what I can do, I can simply write if double underscore name double underscore equals to double underscore main double underscore colon, and now I'll keep this method inside this condition. So now when I'll call this maths.py directly, then it will give me the result. But when I'll use this maths.py or maths module as in our main file, that is learning python.py, in that case we will get the function call of addition only once, because I have put a check here in the module that if this file is used as a main file, then only call this function here inside the module, and if it is not used as a main file, then don't call this function. Okay, so in this way you can just put a restriction on your module, because when we write any module, it may be possible that the module is very complex, okay, and you want to test it. So you can just put some condition, or you can, if you have written multiple functions over there and you want to just test whether the function is working correctly or not. So using this condition, if underscore name double underscore name double underscore equals to double underscore main double underscore, you can just restrict that when you will be using this module in your main program, the function call will not be executed in the module file. Okay, so that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you.